Fine. What about Samir?
Sanjay. I think Samir just introduced himself. Okay, I'm Sanjay.
Okay.
My background is mainly I work as an engineering lead, as a performance engineering test lead. I work in a banking domain, which are mainly into the core banking, which is on SAP NetWeaver. Uh, although my main function is mainly around the basis monitoring and those sort of a thing. ABAP is something which I am personally interested in developing my personal skills to help my day-to-day job rather than looking out for a next job or anything of that, just to build my uh, own ability to
Okay.
deliver
Just
when
a
I'm
small
looking.
techno-functional skills. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. Thanks for that, Sanjay.
Cheers.
What about others? Okay, fine. So let me just share my screen. So this demo is about like introduction of SAP ABAP and how it started. Just let me know if we're able to see the screen.
Yeah, we can see the screen.
That's right. Fine. My name is Krishna and I have nearly 10 years experience in SAP ABAP and I have worked on below technologies like ABAP, WebDyn Pro, Workflow, Adobe Forms, APIs like OData, with which I have good experience on workflow and OData because from the past few years we have been working on workflow projects and also OData. And recently I also do UEFI applications. Okay, but this is not my main strength. My main strength is Core Web and HANA. So I think Sanjay already knows what SAP and everything is, but for others, SAP ABAP is a bit of an alien technology only because SAP is a ERP. It's not an Android application or some social media application. These are basically ERPs. And for anyone who does not know ERP, let me just split this down to E, R, and then P. So enterprise. E is enterprise, and we all know what an enterprise is, right? Enterprise are any big companies. Coca-Cola, Patanjali, Colgate, all these are enterprises. Resource is something which I categorize into four main M's, which is what is the main resource we need when we want to start any enterprise or which is required to run any enterprise. What is that main resource? It starts with M. Any guess?
Manpower.
Money.
Mm.
And then we need materials. We also need materials, right? Like I have money, I have material. Manpower is needed, and then probably machinery as well to run anything. Machinery is also one kind of a resource, right? And then the last M is marketing. So these are the five main M's which we consider as resources when it comes to ERP. And I think this is all pretty straightforward because without all these things we cannot proceed. And then the thread which ties everything up is planning. So now, how much money are we spending on marketing, machinery, and material? This is left up to us, right? I mean, it is left up to the clients, and then once they install SAP, the functional consultants will guide them with what kind of modules or what kind of transactions they should be doing in the day-to-day life to make their life easier. Earlier, there was a saying that once you install SAP, within 1 or 2 years, the entire budget of that SAP, whatever you have spent, you will recover it because we are tracking everything via applications. SAP has 3,000 such applications inbuilt. SAP has more than 3,000 applications as a ready-made suit. I mean, the applications wherein each application consists of creating a customer, like, or creating a purchase order, sales order. Everything is a transaction here in SAP. I think this is a bit new for everyone, but I just want to tell that ERP is a collection of many modules and applications combined with a single database. This is what I want to stress. Okay, it has a single database which updates in real time, so that whenever there is a change in any one of the module or in application, the other persons will be able to see the change in real time. Just in simple, just a simple application, like there is a person A in Mumbai, and there is someone B in Telangana, and using an application of Redbus is booking a ticket. Okay, let us assume that the ticket number is 32. Now B also wants the same ticket, but person A has already purchased. Okay, so will this guy will be able to purchase the same ticket? No, right? Because the instance is same, and these two tickets are connected to a via a single server. Correct. Now SAP is a collection of 88 modules, or we can say that there are more than 88 modules, everything connected by a single database, wherein the database can be anything, and the latest database which SAP is pushing everyone is SAP HANA. We will come to HANA as well, but for now there are 88 plus modules which are more or less like, for example, if Redbus is an application, okay, and then Book My Show, there will be applications like these, many applications collectively we call that an ERP, and SAP is a leading market in that zone. Is this clear until now here what an ERP is? So when we purchase an ERP, we have predefined database tables and predefined applications to create customer, vendor, material, etc. Like for example, earlier there used to be a transaction called XT01 to create a customer. Now what they did, they have made it easy for everyone to create a customer or vendor using transaction called BP. Okay. Now to create a customer, earlier end client used to do some operations, and that is streamlined in this new releases. So that's how SAP is making the lives of us easier, and also the functional consultant will be more comfortable in getting into ABAP as well, because till many years what was the state was, ABAPer used to code in ABAP, and then functional guys used to do only they used to deal only with the function modules. But now there is something called full stack development. Now how many of you already are into full stack? How many of you know what a full stack is? He's someone who does backend and front end applications, right? A full stack consultant is someone who does backend and front end applications. So this is new. In Java and other programming languages, they were full stack developers. But for SAP, this is a bit new, because recently only we got into this front end applications called UI5 theory. So now the opportunities are more. We can also do mobile applications, tab applications for tablets and everything as an ABAPer. So there is scope for learning for another 10 years at least. Fine then. So getting into SAP, I just want to tell that there are also other ERPs in the market. I think we would have heard the name of BAN, Ramco, and PeopleSoft, right? I think Ramco is famous. Something called PeopleSoft. We all know what Oracle is, right? We all have heard of the company Oracle. It also has an ERP, and then we have our own ERP, which has a greater market share. So when there are a lot of ERPs already, why do people come to SAP? Is BAN and Ramco are used in small and medium scale industries. They have limited modules. The scope is limited. So this is for small scale. Ramco is also for small scale industries. So coming to PeopleSoft and Oracle, as far as I know, PeopleSoft is good in HR and Oracle is good in finance modules. And how many of you know the ERP from Microsoft?
Dynamics,
I think Accepta, right?
they have one
Or
product called
Microsoft
Apple.
Dynamics?
Yeah,
Dynamics, yes. And also I have heard that Microsoft is also using SAP. Am I right? Or
I don't know about that.
yeah, but someone told me that Microsoft is also using SAP. It also has an ERP. So it's like both. I mean, it is okay because see, even Barn as a company, it has only less modules. Like it is only helping small scale industries, but it could have also installed SAP for them because SAP, the entire suite is for 30 crores, but also it gives suits for SDMM applications like small scale industries for 2.5 crores. It's not like we have to have all the 88 modules. SAP has toned down a bit and it is saying that SAP suite, okay, it can have medium like around 1.5 crore to 3. It can provide even for medium scale industries. So it is like now SAP is very flexible in that way. Okay, now coming to the advantages, like one major advantages is it is integrated with all the modules and departments. One of the main advantages. It looks simple when I tell that it is integrated with all the modules. I think except for Sanjay, all the other people are anyway relatively new to this. Let us see this with a very small example, okay, of a television set. So there is a guy who has a television sales shop. Okay, he's just selling TVs. He has 5 televisions in a display. Let us assume this. In the 5, he has already sold 3 for that particular day. Now he's left with 2 televisions. Until here, the equation is fine. So the total number of televisions on that particular day were 5. Someone purchased 3. I'm left with 2. Now, as soon as I say someone has purchased 3, there should be an application or there should be some kind of a methodology which this guy is using to purchase these 3 televisions, right? He should tell someone that from purchase department that boss, I need 3 as a replacement. Because what will happen tomorrow, there are chances that he will sell another 2 probably, and also if there is a order of 3, his loss is for one television. I mean, he is at loss of one TV, to be honest. Okay, so had if he had already had a mechanism where whenever he's selling something, he can inform a purchase guy, so that this purchase guy in return will call the finance guy and then ask for money, saying that, sir, this is what it is. Okay, number of televisions sold on that particular day are 3, and they are selling each TV for probably 10,000. So I need, let us assume that they are buying the televisions for 5,000. So the profit is 5k per TV. And now to replace this purchase guy needs 15,000, and then he needs the approval of finance people. So this is a simple simulation where it has many layers if you see, because if you dig deep into it, it also has sales guy, it has purchase people. So sales is done, purchase, finance, and also this would be on rent, and the shop would be burning electricity to run. Sales, purchase, rent, service made. And then what could be another transaction which the owner is doing? Probably he will pay for transport as well, right? Because the televisions has to come from somewhere else to here. Possible, right? So he also has transport. So after selling all the televisions, if he subtracts this, he will get some amount which is called profit, and any business will run with the only motto of profits unless it is an NGO, right? Now, when I tell the SAP is tightly integrated, it is also integrated not only with purchases and sales, it is also integrated with the people who are involved in the organization, like this guy, sales guy. Okay, salesperson. He will have a family. He will have org details. He will have allowances and country dependencies. He will also have all the details, right? Now these details in SAP are calling as HR, and if you go advanced, we will call them as SF. Success factors. Have anyone heard of the term success factors in SAP? Success factors was another company, but SAP has acquired it, just like Adobe. SAP did not acquire Adobe, but it is in partnership with Adobe. Similarly, SFSF is now a part of SAP, which is for HR module. Sales, for sales we have SD. Basis we anyway have Sanjay with us. MM, PP, production planning, QM, TM for transport management, and then there are many other modules. And the main duty of any SAP ABAP consultant is to help business and also the functional consultants with their requirements. Now, what could be the requirement of these functional consultants? Anyone? So what will they do? Like what will they ask us? The main domain, like the main requirement for any ABAPer would be in these lines: R, I, C, E, F, wherein R is reports, interfaces, conversions, forms. Uh, is it clear until now, or do anyone have any doubts? Like why do we? What do we do as an ABAP consultant? Because we are not considered as a module, right? So what do we do and all? Fine then. Shall I proceed to reports then? Okay, fine. So reports. Before coming to reports, if someone is installing SAP in their company, like for example, we will see Patanjali. We all know this company, right? Patanjali, right? Or shall we go to another example, Colgate? We know this company, right? Or let us go to another example, Colgate. So Colgate has installed SAP long back, like even before 10 years. I know that Colgate has SAP installed in their company. Okay, now this guys is our client. So what they will do, once after they install SAP, they will go to people who will install SAP. Okay, so these are the vendors who have the license. Okay, now these people are Capgemini, Wipro, TCS, and other big giants. They will have the licenses and they will install SAP. Once they install everything, and then probably after implementation, then comes the phase called support or AMS, which you call it. So there are like two phases. Either it can be installation, implementation, or just a support. But any of the phase will consist of the functional guy will meet the client or the end user and ask him what kind of business they are into, how do they manage, how do they procure goods, what is the transport mode or mechanism, how do they sell things, what is the distribution channel, how many company codes is required, how many company codes are required, how many plants do they have, okay, in India and also abroad. Okay, what is the mode of their operation? Like for example, if someone is selling coconuts, abroad. Okay, so the shelf life of coconut would be 90 days, correct? So how do they manage? How do they transport coconuts from one place, like for example India to Australia? So the mode would be initially there will be trucks, and then all the trucks will be collected in shipyard. Now they'll be moving all those coconuts into some containers. Each container cost could be around 5 to 12 lakhs, and then 2 months of travel, unload in Australia, and then small trucks, and then vans or something like this, and then probably local locally they would use cars. So in this small transaction, if you see, there are a lot of steps involved actually, because someone is purchasing, someone is moving goods, someone is collecting, there are documents, there should be documentation to be signed, there are invoices, truck drivers, right, unloading. So all these things are different modules, and SAP is integrated all the modules into one beautiful into one place. Okay, so that is the reason it is platform independent, like irrespective of the operating system nor the database. And also now, as SAP is R3, it has a three-tier architecture. So all these applications are not desktop applications. Like we can purchase even from the comfort of the mobile as well, wherein the architecture is nothing but front end, back end, and in between there is something called app server or application layer. So the architecture of SAP is, we have presentation server, application server, and database server. Application server or layer, you can call it, and then database server. This is with the architecture of SAP. Now coming to reports, as I told you, there are already database tables which are readily available. Now this data is a bit clumsy, right? Now what if I have written all the points in bullet points in a Word document? That would be clear, right? Similarly, a report is nothing but fetching the data from the database and then showing it as an output in a presentable manner is nothing but a report. Let me just repeat the same thing. Report is nothing but, he is the user. Now he wants details of how many materials are sold in the last 3 months. Okay, how many materials are sold in the last 3 months. So he will just query. Okay, he will just execute a report, and then as an developer we have to write a program which will fetch the data from the database. Okay, the query goes to the database and then fetches the result, and here there will be server. Okay, an application server or application layer where we write the business logic, like if the material has been already sold, do not display. If the material is already sold within 3 months, display. More than 3 months, don't display. So we write a small logic here, and then we will show the result here itself in a presentable manner. Those are called reports. In other words, like based on the given input, we fetch the data from the database and display it in a predefined format. And in SAP, we have three types of reports here. One is classic reports, one is interactive reports, and the other one is ALV reports. So, what is a classical report? Classical reports are very old technology where we display the entire information in a single list. So, we have classic report here. all the data is displayed in a single list in a classic report, nothing else. You fetch the data from the database, show it in a simple list. Now coming to interactive. In interactive, what will happen is displaying the summarized information in a basic list and then the detailed information in the next list. So what I mean by that is there will be basic list displayed first. Now let us consider this is a basic list where we have all the summaries like year one. So it's been 5 years I have started a company, and then I want to see how much where was the okay, I want to see the report based on the sales in each state. Okay, now state 1, state 2, state 3, state 4. Let us see all the state details here, like material 1 state 1, material 1 state 2, material 3 state 3. I have all the summarized data. Now if I double click on this report, it will open another window with a detailed list. Okay, now this will have states. No, now this will contain state 1 and also districts, district 1, district 2, district 3. Now I can still drill down this report to further reports. Okay, and go I mean and so on, so that I can go to specific details like which day, what did I sell, and in which place. Okay, this is with the interactive report. And one good thing about interactive report is, as the name suggests, we can interact with the report. Like we can click on a specific cell or specific row, and then it opens up a different pop-up where we can consume the data, we can download the data, or we can still go further that details. Okay, like we can go to specific details. For everything we read the queries. Okay, so this we will cover at the time of interactive reports. Coming to the third type of report, which is called as the ALV report, which we are doing currently. Like it's, most of the people are using ALV and also OOPS ALVs. Fundamental funda of any ALV report is they are predefined functionalities like colors, borders, lines, shades, and everything. See, we have something called colors, borders, lines, and shades. These are all the properties in Excel, right? We usually see all these borders and everything in Excel. Similarly, in ALV also, we have all the options to color some cells, have some borders, lines we can do, and also we can put shades. We can download the data easily to Excel very easily. Okay, and also we can do updation of database directly from the report itself. ALVs are basically an advanced versions of just classical and interactive reports. There are basically two types of ALVs. One is grid display and one is list display. So this is regarding the, okay, I think, hello. Hello.
This conference will now be recorded.